Hi, my name is Patrick Cunningham. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and these are some points for the sinuses, for sinus congestion, for sinus infection, allergies, and we're going to start with a few points on the hand. So on the hand, the first point we're going to do is large intestine 4, and really all along this ridge of bone on the thumb side of the index finger. These are excellent points for the nose and for the sinuses. Right in the middle, we have large intestine 4, and then if you happen to have low back pain, these points here, at one end, right where the bone curves, and at the other end where the bones come together, are very good as well. And actually, all of these points along here, anything that's sore, is really good for sinus congestion and also good for low back pain. Another point is lung 10. So if we take this bone here on the thumb, which is the first metacarpal, and we just go over onto the thenar eminence side, then we'll see a point here which is lung 10, often quite sore. And so this is a very good point for sinuses. If we go up the lung channel, we can find another point just by sliding up here. Anything that we find up here that we just slide into or feel sore is a good point. This is lung 6, but any point that's in this general area that's sore is very good to do. Another point is lung 5, which if we find our biceps tendon and we just go on the radial side of it into that deep depression, that's very good for what we call dampness and sinus congestion. So those are points on the lung channel and large intestine channel on the arm. If we look on the foot, all of the points that are between the metatarsals are good in their own way, particularly between the second and third metatarsals. This is the stomach channel. That goes with the large intestine channel. And the stomach channel runs right up to the face and the maxillary sinus. So particularly this point in the thumb web, and if we slide up between the bones, right in between the bones right here, stomach 43 is an excellent point. We can also do the liver channel in here. Liver 3 is right here, and points along this channel are very good for lymphatic flow and for congestion in the lymphatic system. And if we go over here, sometimes these points can be useful here. If we go over one metatarsal over in here, we can often find a very sore point. That's very good for the maxillary sinuses and the sides of the face. If we go to the face now, there are some points on the face that are very useful. The main point, one of the main points is going to be large intestine 20. So if we come right in here next to the nostrils and we press in here on large intestine 20, that's an excellent point for clearing the nose. If we slide up a little bit where the bones come together, the cartilage and the bone comes together right here, that's also an excellent extra point for the sinuses. If we come here to the zygoma, there's some points along here, 1, 2, 3, that are excellent for sinuses. Or you can just come along here and just whatever point you find that's really sore, then you can massage that point. Or you can just do 1, 2, and 3. And you can emphasize one side. If one side is really clogged up, you can just do that side. Another good point to do is going to be Yuyao, which is in the middle of the upper eyebrow, and you can press into that with your thumbs. And that's an excellent point for the frontal sinuses. And we can also come over here to bladder 2. There's a little groove in the bone right here, and that's bladder 2, and that's also excellent for the frontal sinuses, as well as yin tang, which is right between where the bones come together here. Another good point is going to be straight up from Uyao, we come up here, and this is gallbladder 14, and that's an excellent point for the frontal sinuses. A final point, or another point we can do, is called GV24, and if we find the hairline and we go just up a little bit, and we find a nice sore point just inside the hairline, that's an excellent point for the sinuses. The last point we'll do is the ear. If you find the tragus of the ear, which is this big piece of cartilage, and you grab the inside and the outside of the tragus and massage it, those points are really good for the sinuses. The inner ears on the inside, the outer ears on the outside. So these are some points that are excellent for sinuses that you can self-massage. I'm going to add one more group of points, which is going to be on the chest. So if you find the intercostal spaces between the ribs all the way up at the top and you rub in there, it's going to be nice and sore. And these points drain the throat and they drain the sinuses. So here I am in the first intercostal space, second intercostal space, third intercostal space, fourth intercostal space, fifth intercostal space, sixth intercostal space. So all the way down to the rib cage, you can do all of those points. And if one's particularly sore, you can dwell on it a little bit and just rub those points. And those help to drain the sinuses from top to bottom. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's some of the points that you can use for self-acupressure for sinus problems. Thank you.